guys, Dread here. If you're hearing this, then maybe it's not too late. The International Space Station stopped responding to transmissions 2 days ago. If you Google the ISS, you will get all kinds of answers for its purpose. Some sites will claim it is purely for scientific gain and to see how zero gravity affects the human body, while others claim that it is for the advancement of water purification methods. They are all lies. You have been lied to, and you are all going to die for the sins of our government. Nothing I do matters now. I don't have much time left. But maybe I can warn you all before it is too late. Maybe someone who reads this will listen and expose all of this. The craft that you are told to be the ISS is nothing more than a satellite. It is a giant tube that generates a massive field that bends light around it. It's technology that we've had for years and is used to hide the actual ISS. The real ISS is a giant circle with a circumference of approximately 2.3 miles across. Its main body is a white tube that rotates at such a speed that it creates downforce that mimics the gravity of Earth for those on board. This allows the staff to walk around, drive, and even sleep just as they would on Earth. The purpose of such a place is to hold anything too dangerous to be kept on Earth. Viruses, bioweapons, and even alien life. Anything you could think of that you wouldn't want on Earth is up here, and I used to work with them firsthand. When I got the opportunity to come here, I was ecstatic. It was the definition of the opportunity of a lifetime. And after getting all of the necessary clearances, I was shot into orbit along with my fellow colleagues, Anna Woodman and Jackson Price. Anna was an amazing woman. We quickly became friends and bonded over a mutual love of science. We both thought that we were on the front lines of human progression. We would be in history books for what we accomplished. And when we arrived at the station, that was the dream we were sold. They started us off on smaller projects, simple things like testing how alien life interacted with earthly viruses and bacteria to see if isolating the antibodies to potentially create new cures was possible. But the longer we worked here, the worse it became. Soon my experiments became darker. I went from making cures to doing the opposite, testing how botulinum toxins affected an alien's nervous system, or even testing alien parasites on animals and watching them slowly die as black fluid slowly secreted out of their noses. No matter how hard it truly got, though, I always had my beautiful Anna. Even when what we were doing seemed unforgivable, she always found a way to give me hope that what we were doing would forge the future for humanity. I quickly fell in love with her, and only a year later, I would ask her to marry me. Even though we couldn't get married on the station, we'd planned to have a massive wedding when we got back home, and even buy a house. I looked forward to a bright future with her. That future, however, was nothing more than the dream I had whenever I first arrived here. Another in the long line of crushed spirits and apparitions that all came crashing down when our actions finally caught up with us. One day I'd gotten word that a new project was starting. Some genius had come up with the excellent idea to infect an alien with mad cow disease. Do not be fooled. Though I refer to this abomination as mad cow disease, this is not the mad cow disease you're familiar with. This is a specially mad strain of bacteria that accomplishes the same effect through attacking the brain of its host. Aliens are strange. We've only ever discovered a few different kinds, but the ones that are the most plentiful are the standard, big-headed, gray-skinned creatures that you imagine them to be. They are the scouts of a race that reside a few star systems over, and the government has acquired plentiful amount of test subjects due to their many trips to Earth. Their brains are very different from ours. Their neural pathways are nearly 3 times more efficient than our own, have nearly 2 times the regular mass of a human brain. Pair this with a special strain of mad cow disease that's been bombarded with every known antibiotic known to mankind, and you get the end of the world. Stage 1 of the infection isn't all that bad. You will experience a mild hunger, followed by the feeling of needing to sleep fade away. The feel of hunger will only get worse as you slowly fall into madness. You see, the disease not only takes the need of sleep away, it takes the entire ability to as well. After 24 hours of not sleeping, the average human will begin to feel paranoia, and after 48, they will begin to experience minor delusions. I can now conclusively tell you that after a week of no sleep, they will be full-blown schizophrenic. Pair this with the now unbearable hunger and slowly decaying prefrontal cortex, and you get violent and horrifying shows of humans. During the autopsy process of the aliens' brains, there was a minor contact of fluids between one of the doctors. I heard that he'd accidentally cut himself with his own scalpel, and the fraction of a second was all it took for him to contract what is now dubbed Croatoan 15. From his mouth, the disease was able to make it into the water supply from a quick drink from a water fountain, and only 72 hours after infection, the entire station was now in chaos, as everyone slowly began to lose the ability to sleep. The worst part is that they are not being controlled. This is not some parasite. It is contagious madness. The man I mentioned before, Jackson, now passes his time slowly making his way down the halls while calling out for help, and if he gets a response, will viciously attack and devour the one who came to his aid, thanking them as he ripped their intestines out and gorged himself. My Anna was not so lucky, and I wept when she asked me to end her life when she found out. She was one of the first ones to be confirmed infected, and I agreed to spend the last days we had left together locked in our room. She ate every last scrap of food we had, and when it came time for me to kill her, I couldn't. I slowly watched her change. The whites of her eyes became yellow, becoming bloodshot as her skin over time took on a sickly gray color. By the 4th day, her veins bulged from her skin and were a dark, blackened color. Her mind didn't fare much better. She held out as long as she could, but she slowly devolved into paranoia. I did my best to calm her, and for a while, my presence helped her through the worst bouts. But now it's nearly 6 days, and she is currently staring at me from across the room. The power has been cut, and life support will most likely follow. Anna won't speak to me, and if I go near her, she will lash out at me, verbally and physically, biting at me while spouting nonsense about demons. Her hair is slowly falling out in clumps, and she has not blinked the entire time I've observed her. And now she just whispers to herself, over and over, about how hungry she is, and with all of the food gone, I know what she's thinking. I know she's gone. And in a way, this is my love letter to her. The last thing I can do. I'm sure if I really tried, I could get this door open and leave. But I won't. I'll see this through with you, Anna. You never once left me alone, and it's time for me to do the same for you. Anna, I love you, and I'm sorry I didn't have the strength to put you out of your misery. I will never see your beautiful smile again, and I'm sorry I was never able to give you the life you wanted. This is my warning to you all. Me and Anna's warning. We are all dead. Do not trust your government. Do not let them get away with this. Even though I am a selfish, weak-willed man, please do not let them get away with taking Anna away from this world. Signed, Damian Winters, and Anna Winters. Well, you've reached the end. It has been nice talking to you, my friend. Are you going to view once more, or see what else I have in store?